that I love, hoping one ends up the consensus, one my pick. I had to force a pick out there, and I'm going with the Eagles plus 2.5. Um, let's talk through it. The Eagles are not good, and I'm starting to accept that. And the Bengals are good, and I have accepted that. And the worst part about the Eagles is their secondary. And Darius Slay got hurt. I don't know his status. Everything is telling me Bengals get to 4-4. It's like, okay, they got off to a bad start, but they're going to make the playoff push. Everything is going to be good. Burrow's about to shred this secondary. And I'm just like, fuck it. Maybe the opposite happens.
You're in your own head.
So, because the Eagles, when they looked their worst, it was when A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith were out. We see the impact that A.J. Brown has on Hurts's play as a whole. He's that guy that he gets open, so you throw on the ball, or even when he's not open, you can throw on the ball, and it relieves a lot of pressure. The Bengals' defense is also awful. So if the Eagles, who had a ton of success rushing the passer against the Giants, granted Andrew Thomas was out, can get Burrow under any pressure, I think they can win this game, because I think they will be able to put up enough points with their complementary run and pass game to get to a 27, 28, maybe 30-point game. And if they can get some pass rush and get Burrow off of his spot, I think they can maybe hold him to 24 points. And can they score enough points to keep it close to where the 2.5 makes a difference? I'm not holding out hope, but it feels nice that I am getting a few points. And if it gets to 3, as Tim said, we love it.
I've had the hardest time handicapping this game.
Impossible.
Because I have been really pro Cincinnati, like as the ship was going down. I continued to buy on them. And now I'm worried we're in the spot where it's too high. Like now everyone's like, Cincinnati's good again. And Phil, I think you bring up a great point with Philadelphia. I felt pretty similar with Philadelphia with the wide receiver injuries. It is, I make the game right on it, 2.5. But it really has to, it's all about your perception of where these teams are. Like it's some people like I'm seeing, I saw some power rankings have Cincinnati like 5 or 6. And again, it's like when they were 0-2 was what is wrong with this team? Sell everything. Like I'm in a pretzel with this. I wanted to bet Philly plus 2.5 so badly. People I respect went on the Bengals. It scared me off.
Yeah. At 0-2, Burrow didn't have a wrist, and now he has a wrist. So that's worth.
Can I give you some
adjustment?
I'll give you some talking points, and I'm gonna give you some advice.
By the way, all I want to say is watching Tim's head shake the correct way when I'm speaking, and then him saying you made a great point. Like I could lose this bet by 100 points. Like my week is made.
Yeah, you don't want that, dude. You own that ass. You want me to go?
Yeah, we want you to win. But Casey, this is literally you every week saying if you don't love it, there's other stuff on the board. I know you don't love the board,
find a spot.
But out of all the things on the board, this is the game.
The biggest toss-up ever.
The biggest toss,
like ever. I was scouring
like
for a spot that I liked more than this.
Like
I hate the board that much that I literally was like, fuck it, let's flip a coin and see what happens.
Yeah, you're paying juice to flip a coin. All right, let me give you some talking points.
Sure.
Though, after I give you that advice. Cincy is funny, right? Because their losses, they lost to the Chiefs close, the Ravens close. A lot of games that they should have won.
Sure.
Their wins, Cleveland, ugly. Carolina, ugly. Giants ugly.
Very ugly.
So, like, you have zero clue on what the hell is going on in Cincinnati. Meanwhile, in Philly, I actually think we should. I hate the Eagles. I was never that high on them. But looking back, beat Green Bay, and Green Bay is starting to look like a really quality win. Uncompetitive against the Bucs with no weapons. They had Lane Johnson out for a time. Mauled the hell out of the Giants, who gave this same Cincy team a little trouble. I think the best way to find the matchup, because on paper you're thinking, all right, Cincy's going to throw in this god-awful secondary. The Eagles' offense has looked mediocre at times, but the run game, I think that's where the difference is made.
Well, I think the key is that it's now complementary to each other, where when AJ Brown and Devonta Smith were out. It's like if Saquon doesn't break a couple and Hurts gets us a couple first downs on third down scrambling, then we're fucked. I think the fact that you have to respect AJ Brown and Devonta Smith as weapons, which opens up the box a little for Saquon to show. It's amazing to see that Saquon is the guy that everyone thought he was in a competent.
You're getting 2.5 in a true coin flip. This is one of those where someone's going up 10-0 in the first quarter and someone's going up 21-13 in the second quarter. I
want the Eagles to make it 27-26 with about 1:10 left. Burrow drives right down the field against that crap secondary. They kick a field goal. Bengals win by 2. And
I think this is actually a really smart spot for Casey to be in because it's a win-win. He can't lose. If the pick wins, he's a genius. If it loses, he picked the toughest spot on the board. Props. Kudos to him for really getting in the foxhole there and going in the toughest game.
Why does God give you the toughest battles?
Yeah.
Picking the Bengals-Eagles game.
Picking the game with zero value, zero analysis.
But if it's coin flip and I'm getting 2.5, I guess I'll take it. I don't know. Let's move on to pick number 4. I hate it. I still hate it, but Tim said I made a good point, so I'm good.
Can I say one thing?
You can say 3 things.
The Eagles secondary has been a big talking point. It's weird. PFF has them as their coverage grade has them as 9th best.
Yeah, it actually doesn't shock me. As a big hater, Slay and Bradbury were the problem, and they've gone to these young kids. And
Quignon's good.
Quignon's been spectacular, and the safety play has been better than years past.
DVOA against the pass, 16th. I feel like people are talking about them like they are bottom 5.
Yeah,
and
last
Washington.
year's secondary.
Right, and
exactly.
And when this Ravens team played Cincinnati, everyone felt Cincinnati had an edge in the passing game. Ravens were real bad against the pass. Like the Eagles, in comparison, if you just look at, I can't tell you X's and O's, but just these numbers say that Philly is marginally better than.
Yeah.
Than
all right. Well,
Baltimore.
Hopefully that comes across.
And this is why I'm a terrible fucking bettor because I didn't like this game at all. And now, you give me 3 talking points, and I'm going to be hammering the Eagles. I think it's a lock now.